Have you ever wondered what makes Domino's one of the most iconic pizza brands in America? It's not just about delivering a hot, cheesy pizza to your door, it's about how Domino's completely reinvented what pizza delivery means today. When you order a pizza, you expect it to arrive fresh, crispy, and piping hot, but that wasn't always the case. Domino's revolutionized this experience by introducing innovations like their signature ventilated cardboard box, which keeps your pizza just the way you love it, perfectly warm with that irresistible crunch. This small but brilliant invention changed the entire game for pizza delivery and set Domino's on a path to dominate the global pizza market. And the numbers speak for themselves. In 2022 alone, Domino's captured over 40% of all delivery orders among major pizza chains in the US, making it the undisputed leader of convenient, high-quality pizza delivery. But how did this pizza powerhouse rise from a tiny store in Michigan to one of the biggest pizza brands in the world? Let's dive into the fascinating journey. The story of Domino's Pizza began in 1960 when two brothers, Tom and James Monaghan, purchased a small pizzeria called Dominic's in Ypsilanti, Michigan. They borrowed just $500 to make that purchase, a small investment that would eventually build a multi-billion-dollar empire. But things weren't always smooth. In fact, after only 8 months, James decided to trade his half of the business to Tom in exchange for a used Volkswagen Beetle. That simple car trade gave Tom complete control of the business, and from that point forward, his vision shaped the Domino's we know today. In 1965, Tom officially changed the name to Domino's Pizza, and by 1967, the first official Domino's franchise store opened. The brand began to grow at an incredible pace through franchising, and by the 1970s, Domino's had established itself as the leader in pizza delivery, known for its bold promise: 30 minutes or less or your pizza was free. This slogan wasn't just marketing, it was a guarantee that cemented Domino's reputation for speed and reliability. But even the most successful companies face challenges. By the 2000s, Domino's started receiving harsh criticism for the quality of its pizza. Customers complained about everything from bland crusts to artificial tasting toppings. It was a wake-up call, and Domino's didn't ignore it. Instead, in 2009, they made a bold move that shocked the industry. They completely reinvented their pizza recipe from the ground up. The crust became crispier, the sauce richer, and the cheese meltier and more flavorful. This radical change wasn't just a small tweak, it was a full transformation that won back customers and skyrocketed sales. That reinvention proved Domino's was willing to listen, adapt, and innovate, which has kept them on top of the game ever since. Domino's success isn't only about taste, it's about technology and convenience. They were among the first to embrace online ordering, and today, their mobile app is a benchmark in the food industry. With just a few taps, you can customize your pizza, track your order in real time with the famous Domino's tracker, and even choose contactless delivery for extra convenience. Domino's isn't just a pizza company, they're a tech-driven food giant, constantly finding ways to make the ordering process faster, easier, and more enjoyable for every customer. But what about the pizza itself? What goes into making that perfect Domino's pizza that millions of Americans crave? It all starts with high-quality ingredients. The wheat flour used for Domino's crust is sourced mainly from trusted US suppliers and carefully selected for its gluten content, which gives the crust its signature chewy texture. The tomatoes come primarily from California, known for producing some of the world's juiciest and sweetest tomatoes. These are processed into a rich, tangy sauce blended with a proprietary mix of herbs and spices: garlic, oregano, basil, and more to give it that unique Domino's flavor. The cheese, 100% real mozzarella made from Midwest dairy milk, processed quickly after milking to ensure ultimate freshness and stretch. And then there are the toppings: premium pepperoni, Italian sausage, ham, beef, chicken, fresh vegetables like onions, peppers, mushrooms, and black olives, all sourced from suppliers who meet Domino's strict standards for quality and safety. Meats are pre-cooked and vegetables are flash frozen at peak freshness to lock in flavor. Inside a Domino's dough facility, the process is as precise as it is fascinating. Massive industrial mixers combine flour, water, yeast, and salt to create dough with the perfect elasticity. This dough is then kneaded by powerful machines before being portioned into dough balls for different pizza sizes. Robots place these dough balls onto trays, and cameras scan them to ensure they're spaced correctly and not sticking together. Each tray is labeled and sent through a spiral chiller, a massive cooling system with 3,000 feet of conveyor belts that cools up to 40,000 trays of dough at once. This step ensures the dough develops the right texture and flavor before it's shipped to Domino's stores nationwide. When your pizza is ordered, the magic happens fast. A team member takes a perfectly proofed dough ball and stretches it into the desired size and thickness. Then comes the signature sauce, the robust-inspired tomato sauce spread evenly across the crust. This sauce isn't just any tomato paste. It's a carefully crafted blend of vine-ripened tomatoes and spices like oregano, basil, garlic, and black pepper. Then comes the cheese, 100% real mozzarella, layered generously unless you choose light or extra cheese. Next, the toppings, whether it's classic pepperoni, sausage, bacon, or fresh veggies, are meticulously placed to ensure even distribution. Once assembled, the pizza enters a conveyor belt oven, baking at around 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 7 to 12 minutes, depending on crust thickness and toppings. The result, a perfectly golden crust, bubbling cheese, and toppings cooked to perfection. Once baked, the pizza is sliced into 6 or 8 pieces, checked for quality, and placed into that iconic Domino's box, a heat-retaining, ventilated design that ensures your pizza stays fresh until it reaches your door. From there, it's either ready for carryout or whisked away by a delivery driver, often arriving in under 30 minutes. With options like curbside pickup and contactless delivery, Domino's makes it easy to enjoy your pizza however you like. And let's talk about the menu, because Domino's isn't just about plain cheese and pepperoni anymore. One fan favorite is the extravaganza, loaded with pepperoni, ham, Italian sausage, beef, onions, green peppers, mushrooms, and black olives, all on a bed of melty mozzarella cheese. If you're a pepperoni lover, the ultimate pepperoni pizza doubles down with 2 layers of pepperoni and extra cheese. And for those who like balance, the deluxe pizza offers a mix of meats and veggies in every bite. Domino's also offers specialty pizzas, pasta, sandwiches, chicken wings, and even desserts like lava cakes and cinnamon bread twists, because what's a pizza night without a sweet treat to finish? Speaking of sweet treats, let's switch gears for a moment and talk about a dessert that's become a staple in American snack culture, the honey bun. Soft, sweet, and glazed to perfection, honey buns are the ultimate comfort food. They melt in your mouth with a flavor that combines the richness of cinnamon, sugar, and honey. These pastries became wildly popular in the mid-20th century, thanks to commercial bakeries like Daisy King and snack brands like Little Debbie, which introduced affordable, delicious honey buns to the masses. Today, they're everywhere, from convenience stores to vending machines, and remain a favorite breakfast item or quick indulgence. The process of making honey buns at scale is just as fascinating as making pizza. Large quantities of flour, water, sugar or honey, yeast, eggs, milk, and butter are measured precisely, mixed in industrial mixers, and kneaded to develop gluten for that soft, fluffy texture. After kneading, the dough rests in proofing chambers, with controlled temperature and humidity, allowing the yeast to work its magic. Once proofed, the dough is divided into portions, rolled into strips, and coiled into that signature spiral shape. Then it's fried or baked to golden perfection and glazed with a sweet sugar coating. Fun fact, in many US prisons, honey buns are so popular they've even been used as currency, earning the nickname prison gold. Imagine biting into a warm, golden honey bun with its soft, pillowy texture and that irresistible sweet glaze that shimmers under the light. Or picture the fiery kick of Tabasco sauce, a legendary condiment that transforms ordinary meals into bold, flavorful experiences. Have you ever wondered what it really takes to make these iconic American favorites? Today, we're pulling back the curtain and taking you inside the fascinating world of honey bun and Tabasco production. From the sweet, sugary cascades that coat buns in glaze to the time-honored fermentation process that gives Tabasco its signature punch, this journey will make you appreciate these classics like never before. It all begins with those iconic honey buns that have been a breakfast staple and snack time indulgence across the United States for decades. After the dough is mixed, kneaded, and shaped, the buns are fried to perfection, giving them that golden brown color and slightly crisp exterior that makes them so satisfying. But frying is just the beginning. Right after frying, the buns make their way to cooling conveyors, where they rest briefly before entering one of the most mesmerizing parts of the process, the glazing waterfall. Picture this: a shiny curtain of sugary sweetness cascading down, coating every inch of the bun evenly as it glides underneath. This glaze isn't just for looks, it's a mixture of powdered sugar, water, and often a touch of honey that gives honey buns their signature sweetness and glossy finish. Some factories take glazing to the next level with a dip glazing system. Instead of passing under a waterfall, The buns are dunked directly into the glaze, ensuring every surface gets a generous coating. Once glazed, the buns are transferred to cooling racks so the glaze can set and harden slightly. This step is crucial, because without it, the sticky surface would cling to the packaging, creating a mess. Once cooled, the buns head to automated packaging lines, where machines wrap them in airtight plastic for maximum freshness. Some factories even go the extra mile by using nitrogen flushing during packaging. This technique removes oxygen from the package to prevent oxidation and spoilage, extending the shelf life and keeping those buns as soft and delicious as the day they were made. After packaging, the honey buns are labeled, boxed, and stored in temperature-controlled warehouses until they're shipped to retailers nationwide. From your local convenience store to vending machines across America, honey buns are everywhere. But what's even more interesting is their history. Did you know honey buns were influenced by German pastries like the Schnecken? German immigrants in the 19th and early 20th centuries brought their baking traditions to the US, shaping the pastry culture we know today. That influence is why honey buns share similarities with old-world European treats, blending history and sweetness in every bite. Now, let's shift from sweet to spicy and explore the fiery world of Tabasco sauce, one of the most iconic condiments in American culinary history. If you've ever drizzled this hot sauce on your eggs, spiced up a bowl of gumbo, or added it to a Bloody Mary, you know the flavor is unlike anything else. But what makes Tabasco truly special isn't just its heat, it's the story behind it. This legendary sauce dates back to the 1860s when a man named Edmund McIlhenny, a banker and food enthusiast from New Orleans, decided to create something bold after the Civil War. He got his hands on some capsicum peppers and began experimenting. By 1868, he perfected a recipe that combined mashed peppers, Avery Island salt, and vinegar, ingredients that remain the foundation of Tabasco sauce to this day. McIlhenny's early batches were aged in barrels for a month before being blended with vinegar and bottled in recycled cologne bottles, which had a narrow neck that made pouring easy. Interestingly, that same bottle design is still used today, a testament to how little has changed in more than 150 years. Tabasco quickly gained popularity, spreading across the United States and then to Europe by the 1870s. Today, it's a global phenomenon, sold in over 180 countries, all while staying true to its original 3-ingredient recipe. So, how exactly is this legendary sauce made? It all starts with hand harvesting the fiery capsicum frutescens peppers, small, potent fruits that pack 6 times the heat of a jalapeno. These peppers are grown on a network of Tabasco farms worldwide, producing an incredible 10 million pounds of peppers each year. Because of their delicate size and thin skin, machines can't harvest them without damage, so skilled workers pick each pepper by hand, ensuring only the ripest, reddest ones make the cut. Once picked, the peppers are rushed to the processing plant where they're ground seeds and all into a coarse mash. This pepper mash is then mixed with pure Avery Island salt, which serves as a preservative and kickstarts the fermentation process. The mash-to-salt ratio is carefully controlled, usually around 8 to 10%. Salt not only draws out moisture, but also creates the perfect environment for beneficial bacteria to thrive, allowing the mash to ferment naturally. After mixing, the mash is packed into white oak barrels, many of which have previously aged bourbon. These barrels, some used for up to 50 years, are sealed with an extra layer of salt on top to protect the contents while still allowing the fermentation process to occur. Here's the mind-blowing part: the mash sits in those barrels for up to 3 years. During this time, the flavors deepen, mellow, and develop the complexity that Tabasco sauce is famous for. After years of aging, the mash is blended with distilled vinegar. This step serves two crucial purposes. It dilutes the intense pepper mash to the perfect sauce consistency and balances out the sharp, fiery heat with a tangy acidity. The mixture then rests for several weeks, allowing the flavors to fully harmonize. Once matured, the sauce is strained to remove any solids, leaving behind a pure, smooth liquid ready to be bottled. Fun fact: Tabasco fills up to 700,000 bottles every single day, from mini travel-sized bottles to the classic 5-ounce glass bottle, recognized around the world. But Tabasco isn't just about tradition, it's also about sustainability. The McIlhenny Company has made impressive strides toward reducing its environmental impact. They reuse their white oak barrels for decades, recycle materials extensively, and even cut water usage by 11% through improved processes. By sourcing local materials and working closely with farmers to implement sustainable practices, they're ensuring that the bold flavor of Tabasco can continue for generations to come. Now, let's spice things up with a little trivia. Which celebrity chef swears by Tabasco sauce as a kitchen staple? If you guessed Amaryl Lagasse, you're right. Known for his bold Creole and Cajun-inspired dishes and his signature catchphrase "Bam," Amaryl often uses Tabasco to add depth and heat to his recipes without overpowering other flavors. It's a perfect match for his cooking style, which celebrates robust, layered flavors. The next time you enjoy a honey bun with your morning coffee or drizzle Tabasco over your favorite dish, remember the incredible journey these products take before reaching your plate. From cascading sugar-glazed waterfalls to hand-picked peppers aged for years in oak barrels, these foods represent a perfect blend of tradition, craftsmanship, and innovation. And that's what makes them timeless American classic sweet and spicy icons that continue to bring joy and flavor to millions of homes across the country.